Meantime, popping up on social media lately is the talk of a super El Nino. But is that a scientific reality, or really is it just internet hype?
So let's get over to Krystal. She joins us now to separate the fact from fiction in this Weather Wisdom Wednesday. Good morning, Krystal.
Yeah, hey, good morning, guys. So let's talk about it, that forecast and what it means when it comes to both an El Nino and a super El Nino. So we'll start by just breaking down the El Nino as a whole. What is it? Both the El Nino and the La Nina are climate patterns that are impacted by the equatorial waters of the Pacific Ocean. So if we take a look down there, all the time, we have a permanent fixture known as the trade winds. Those are winds that move from east to west and take warm water that pools up against the Americas coastline and actually pushes it farther out into the ocean along the Pacific equatorial line. Now, when an El Nino develops, the trade winds are actually starting to weaken, so that warm water can start to shift back into place right up against, say, parts of Central America, portions of South America, and portions of Mexico. But that warm water influences the global weather pattern, how things work when it comes to storm systems, where they move. And when you've got the warm water in place, the El Nino in place, the actual jet stream, or as I call it, the storm track, starts to dip farther to the south, which for us, particularly during wintertime, can mean some good things. Because during wintertime, when you're under an El Nino, it's more common for wetter weather to occur where that storm track is dragged, which in time is over Arizona and can mean we get more winter storms, more snowpack. Same thing for Texas, same thing for Florida as well, with warmer and drier over the northern part of the country. This doesn't happen every time there's an El Nino, but we lean that direction. Now, what you've probably been seeing people posting online already is about a super El Nino. So what does that mean? Now, there is truth to the idea of a stronger El Nino. That's really what a super El Nino is. This is the internet hype name. Super strong El Nino is the actual meteorological term that you will see the Climate Prediction Center, as they analyze this data, call a really potent El Nino, or a very warm El Nino. That's when sea surface temperatures, that warm water that I just mentioned, run at least 2 degrees Celsius warmer than average. And that's what is being watched right now. We're already starting to see some warming occur. So the likelihood is, as we go summer into fall and eventually winter, that warming may continue enough to push us into strong or super category. Now, there's a few things we have to know. Spring modeling, because we've got lots of different computer models out there that are running the data and projecting what might happen over the next 6 to 12 months. Spring modeling sometimes struggles with the accuracy of forecasting how the El Nino or La Nina will actually run by the time we get to winter time. With that in mind, that there is some struggles, the European model, which is usually considered the gold standard, one of the strongest models out there for weather modeling, is pointing towards super intensity actually by summer into fall. So very quickly, it is forecasting very warm ocean waters that would trigger that strong El Nino or super El Nino pattern. And strong El Ninos usually lead to record global temperatures. So we're not just talking hot here in Arizona or over parts of the U.S., but we're talking globally. We end up seeing some major impacts because hotter weather can lead to more supercharged storms that lead to heavier rains, flooding, things like that. So with all of that in mind, we are under right now an El Nino watch. The National Weather Service calling for a 61% chance that between May and July the El Nino will develop. And by winter right now calling for a 25% chance that it will be that strong or super El Nino. So you see 25 and you're like, that doesn't sound that crazy, but strong or super El Ninos don't happen that often. So even saying that at this early in the season we're calling for a 1 in 4 chance is worth watching, and we'll have to see how that could play into our temperatures as well as eventually maybe our winter snowpack next winter. So
you think about it, like that could mean some pretty good winters for Snowball and Sunrise.
Yeah, definitely could mean some good things, but then also on the flip side are those temperatures. Yeah. The last time that we had a super El Nino, there were some major heating implications across the globe. So yeah, we'll see how it turns out.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Krystal,
thanks for keeping us apprised of the situation.
Yeah, now when you see on social media, be like, okay, I kind of heard about that.
Yeah, I kind of know what that means. All right, Krystal, thanks.